We're going to talk about something a little bit different today. We usually do paint, and we're going to talk about how we can enhance raw wood. A lot of carpenters have become enamored of the wax from Vintage Market Design, and there's a couple reasons for that. If we use a blank raw wood that has nothing on it, we can use any of the waxes in the different colors to add color to it. And it's not necessary to use a stain that has a lot of toxins in it. And I would encourage you, if you have been using gel stains or different types of stains to do your raw wood, take a look at the label and ask the company for the material data safety sheet. And that's an MSDS, and it will tell you how unsafe a lot of those products are. You don't want to use them inside. You don't want to use them without ventilation. You certainly don't want to use them around children or pets. And I notice my little dog loves to lick waxes and different surfaces, so it's very scary to think about using those toxins in the house and having your pet lick the surface, because you could really lose a pet. So something to think about. Also, ease of use and what the product does. The waxes are very, very buttery and easy to use. I know from years of being a decorative painter, we used to have to do a special treatment on wood, especially something like this that has knots in it, because the regular stain would grab and you'd get blotchiness and it would look very unattractive, and so we'd have to do this special treatment ahead of time, which is also toxic, to get the stain to move. And with the waxes, none of those things apply. The waxes don't grab, you're not going to get blotchiness, you're not going to get streaking. And what happens is the wax actually conditions your wood and treats it and makes it better than it was before. So not only are you adding color and getting a cosmetic effect, but you're helping the wood and actually helping it to live long and not have the grains raised and to be healthy. We have started out here with a piece that's the same pale wood as this, and we've done 2 coats of the dark umber. I did one yesterday, and we did put another coat on about 6 hours ago. And the longer you leave these waxes on, the more depth of color you're going to get. They're a wonderful medium for just cleaning house and taking care of the furniture that you already have. We usually, if we use furniture, have some nicks, some slight scratches, maybe a ring from where somebody's put a glass down on the wood. And by doing this and leaving the wax on, the longer you leave it, the more it's going to have the color go into the wood, and you can get rid of a lot of those surface imperfections just with a couple coats of wax. Easy to do, no odor, no toxins, and it's good for the wood and for you. So I'm going to let that one sit a little bit longer, and we're going to play with some of the colors that we have here today just to show you the differences. And we're going to not be able to leave them on a long time since we're doing the video, but you'll see just on this blonde wood what a range you can get. You can layer the different colors, you can leave them on longer, you can do several coats to deepen it. No limit to how you can condition the wood and keep your furniture looking beautiful. We're here in New Mexico. This is a lifesaver here, because I know I brought furniture here from San Francisco and had it crack and split, and it was really hard on it to bring it to this climate. The wax will seal in the moisture that you've got in the wood, so good way to do it without any harm done. So let's try some of these waxes we've got today. I've got black silk, which is black. If you're worried, if you're looking for a honey color, this one is the light sienna, thank you. And that's a honey color, and it's a really subtle, pretty look. This one has a little bit of green in it. This is the natural umber, and if you're going over any of the green colors of paint, it's beautiful to deepen them and just add some depth. This is the brown ochre, and as you can see, it's almost like a reddish brown. It's got a beautiful red tone to it. Again, go over your barn door or your beso or any of your red tones, and you'll deepen those. And then this is the dark umber. This is probably the one I use the most. It's kind of a neutral dark brown, almost like a Van Dyke brown, has a little bit of gray to it. Love it for antiquing, but you can use any of those over the raw wood. And then we've also got the white silk, which is good for liming. If you want to do a color, duck egg blue with this over it as a lime wash, It's just a glorious Swedish look, very beautiful. And with all of them, again, the more you layer them, the longer you leave them on, the more depth of color you're going to have. So let's start out and just see what we can do with our sample boards here that are just a pale blonde wood. The wood itself has a little bit of luster to it, and what I like about using these waxes to give color versus a stain is you don't lose that luster. A lot of times when you do an opaque stain, it'll deepen the wood, but all the pretty natural, it's not metallic, but it's almost a luminescent look that's in the grain of the wood, gets lost when you're doing an opaque stain. If you're a retailer, we found that carpenters and woodworkers are really flocking to this product because they like to use things that are natural and they don't want to lose the gorgeous qualities of the natural wood. And that's what you're going to do with this, is save all those gorgeous qualities. You can see the colors are subtly different but really nice. Let me get a couple more brushes here. It's quite popular right now to do a piece of furniture and leave the top of it natural wood and paint the bottom of it. That's kind of a classic French look. We've been doing a lot of that in my business with a natural wood top and doing one of the pale grays or an antique color on the bottom and then glazing it. And what I do on the top to enhance the wood is do a coat of one of these waxes or two and then paint the bottom and then wax the entire piece. And what happens is it creates kind of a cohesive look because you've got the color on the natural wood on the top and then you're using that same wax to enhance the paint underneath. And it looks like it goes together. It doesn't look like you just forgot to paint the top. So I'm going to let those sit for just a few minutes while I do this. I'm all about things being environmentally friendly now and not toxic to me or the environment, and that's the advantage of using these. It's like we've gone back to the natural products, gotten away from the chemicals, and we're using the things here that are not doing any harm. So it's kind of scary what's come out on the market recently, and people don't realize how bad it can be for you. You know, you could even do a wonderful effect on a piece of furniture just doing different waxes to get a design. I've seen people tape off a design on wood with a harlequin or diamond pattern and do different colors of the wax, and it's very subtle and beautiful. So that's the black, and then we'll do the white next to it just to get a little bit of contrast. What happens with these waxes is they absorb into the wood. So the different fibers of the wood are taking that wax in. The pigment is being absorbed into the wood itself. And then some of the wax on the surface will evaporate. And what we'll do is go back and take off what's left. So it's not sitting on the top of the wood. It's not like a stain where it's just a cosmetic thing. It's actually going into the wood grain and helping the wood and adding that color on a permanent basis. So I'll let those sit for just a minute, and I'm going to go to the one that we have put the couple of coats on.